Minasan, okarinasai. Today we have someone I feel doesn't get enough attention in the Seiyuu idol scene. But she's just as talented and gorgeous as the rest, and well, as you're about to see, she's been in quite a lot of anime over the years. Azumi Waki, born September 8th, 1994, in Tokyo, affiliated with the agency Haikyo, and with the Nippon Columbia music label. Azumi is the youngest of 4 children. She initially dreamt of becoming a flight attendant, but gave up upon reaching high school because she felt that her English language skills were not so good. As her interest in anime grew, she instead decided to pursue a voice acting career. Also, after watching a video about Seiyuu during a recording session, like a little behind the scenes video, I guess it really piqued her interest. She later enrolled at the Tokyo Anime Voice Acting and Esports College. Yeah, her voice acting school also apparently trains esports people as well. This was in her 3rd year of high school, where she would also work as a radio personality assistant while studying. After graduating from college, she became affiliated with their talent agency, Haikyo. She made her voice acting debut in 2015 with quite a big role, I'd say, Sanae Katagiri in Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. Still in her debut year, she had 2 more roles, one being Luca in Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha Vivid, as well as Eri Higuchi in Anitori EX, which is actually just a show about idols training. In 2016, she voiced the main character Galko in the short-form series Please Tell Me Galko-chan. This series was actually the first time I ever heard her voice, but she also voiced Domina Dorsey in the 3D mecha anime Bubuki Baranki. In 2017, she got herself another pretty big role, that being the lead character Maika Sakuranomiya in Blend S. I know you know this show and you love the opening, don't lie to me. Her alongside the rest of the cast even did a live performance back in the day. Some of those other live cast members including Sora Tokui and Akarai Kito from Love Live, but she also seems to have a super minor role in Kira Kira Precure, being credited as Cook. 2018 is when her Seiyuu career really kicked off, averaging 4 or more roles from here on out. First, she was Ellie in Miss Vampire Who Lives in My Neighborhood, a show I keep seeing my favorite Seiyuu in, so I think I'm gonna have to watch this series soon. But now we've got 3 leading roles, those being Rem in How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, a great degenerate anime, Mai Yanase in Katana Maidens, and arguably her most important role over the last few years, Special Week, the lead character in Uma Musume Prettyderby, the horse racing idol anime. These last 2 roles she also performs in live action. Now let's move on to 2019 with a bunch more lead roles. Senko in The Helpful Fox Senko-san. Next, Aoi Hori in Aoi-chan Can't Study because she's secretly a perv. Well, that second part isn't part of the title, just the main plot, honestly. Also voicing Shion in the short form series Are You Lost? And Mile in Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? Also, she has the supporting role of Salika Sikshal in Assassin's Pride. It's crazy that I watched every single one of these shows as they were airing, and I had no idea who she was at the time. Finally, for this year, her 3rd multimedia franchise role, Otonashi Ichie in the Revue Starlight game and stage play. No anime appearance though. Big F. Alright, 2020, she voiced Fina in Kuma 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 Bear. Can you guess what Kuma means in Japanese? By the way, she also sang the opening for this anime. Azumi-chan also voiced Kusue Hakuzaki in I'm Standing on a Million Lives, and Akari in Shachibocho, also singing the opening theme. A supporting role of Sisbo Lu Nubilis IX in Our Last Crusade, and another supporting role, Anne Shelley, in My Next Life as a Villainess. So I just mentioned that she sang some opening theme songs. Well, this year she also fully began her solo singing career. Throughout the year she had 3 double singles, the first being Fuwato and Citrus, the second being Hurry Love and Koi to Yobo ni wa. That first one there, Hurry Love, being the Shachiboto opening, and her 3rd double single was Itsuka no Kyoku and Tomei no Pedal, that first one being the Kuma Bear opening. On to 2021, her photo book came out, Azu. Man, she is beautiful. Anime though, lots of second seasons of shows I already mentioned, but as for a new series, we got her role of Toko Kazuma in Move Luve Alternative, Nagisa Minase in Girlfriend Girlfriend, and Tsukumi Teruya in Aquatope on White Sand. As for these next 2 series, well, one is absolutely amazing and the other one, not so much. She had the honor of voicing Hinata Tachibana in Tokyo Revengers, and Elmira in X-Arm. Yay. Actually, she also had the supporting role of Nanami in Love Live Superstar, and Flatorte in I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level, also singing the ending theme. Then her 4th single, Beautiful Days. This is coupled with Kyoko ni Koi wo Shita. What a great year for her, but to top it off, her first full album came out, Chokakume Teki Koi Suru Nichijo. She's really testing my Japanese pronunciation with all these music titles. And there's still one more thing to mention too. She won an award for Best New Actress at the 15th Seiyuu Awards. Although it was like her 6th year voice acting, I don't know what Japan calculates as new, but an impressive award nonetheless. Finally, we've got 2022. Dryad in My Isekai Life, and Haizakura in Prima Doll. But there was a movie that came out recently called Orbital Children, and she voiced Konoha B. Nanase. As for currently airing shows, she is Takumi Hikage in Do It Yourself, Kaide in... I'm not saying this title, there's no way in hell. We're gonna call this Beast Tamer, and Natsumi Ohashi, great last name, in the show More Than a Married Couple, but Not Lovers. That's 3 shows that are airing right now. She must be busy. She has a lot of fun roles, kind of annoyed that so many of them were light novel adaptations with long ass names, and I even shortened a bunch of them too. But the final thing for this year is that she had her most recent album back in January, Ajuju and the Night and the Music. Ajuju is her nickname, by the way. She's also got roles lined up for next year as well. Saiger Zero in Shangri-La Frontier, and Effa in A Record of the Strongest Exorcist Reincarnation to Another World. We really need to stop with these long-ass titles. Like who's gonna sit there and say, yeah, my favorite anime, it's A Record of the Strongest Exorcist Reincarnated to Another World. Oh, but I also really like Do You Love Your Mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? Like, that's a question, not an anime title. And a really stupid question at that. Anyway, let's move on. Naturally, she's got some video game roles as well, about 15 of them, most of them being the usual suspects like Azure Lane, Magia Record, and Fate Grand Order. She also reprised her roles in Revue Starlight and Idolmaster. But shoutouts to Astral Chain, a great Switch game, also Fire Emblem Heroes, Konosuba, Alchemy Stars, Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation, and Girls' Frontline, which actually had an anime earlier this year. Oh, and she is Yukina Hoshimiya in 8-Beat Story, a lesser-known multimedia franchise with a game and live performances. Minami Tanaka and Tomori Kusunoki are in it as well. It'll be linked down below. Concerts would include being at the Revue Starlight 3rd Star Live, many Ume Musume lives, and performing with them at Anisama in 2018 and 2022. Then there's the Blend S and Katana Maidens performances I mentioned earlier, as well as the old school Cinderella Girls performances and the more recent 8-Beat Story performances. Alright, let's move on to the fun facts. Like always with the big resume girls, I will only cover a small bit of the facts and cover the rest in a later video. She is 155 centimeters or 5'1". On the socials, she has a personal Twitter and an Insta, but also a YouTube that hasn't been active for like 8 months, then a staff Insta and a Twitter for her gaming Nico Nico program. And of course that means she has a Nico Nico program where she games on. Azumi has 2 miniature dachshunds named Komugi and Mochi. She enjoys drawing, gaming, being lazy, and eating. She also enjoys swimming and playing tennis. As for food, pizza, okonomiyaki, and anything sweet. Also McDonald's, honestly always posting about it on her Twitter. Annie song and Vocaloid songs from the past are her favorite music to listen to, while horror is her favorite genre when it comes to anything media related. As for a place she wants to visit, she wants to walk on the streets of Italy. Also, she wants to visit a country with beautiful seas. I find this very funny because isn't Japan like literally surrounded by the sea? Maybe it's an ugly sea. Her charm point, in her opinion, is her hair, and apparently it feels like an American's hair. Actually, one of the first things I noticed about her was how nice her hair looked, looking silky and smooth. While talking about Tokyo Revengers, she mentions that she reads the manga and her favorite character is Takemichi, and she is aware of how generic that answer is, but she can't help but adore him. I don't have a silly fact to end with, and I wouldn't exactly call this a fun fact, but just before her turn in her first live performance, she said her chest started cramping and it was so painful that she started crying. However, somehow it healed itself when it was her time to get up on stage. I honestly couldn't imagine the pressure these girls have before performing, especially when they're new to it. A big reason I admire them so much. But with that, we have reached the ending. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something new. Please join me in the next one, the blue petal within the greater iris flower.